Everybody, what's going on? How you doing? Listen, I'm excited about this. It's going to be a series of videos I'm making on land, how land works, and how you can implement that in with your real estate wholesaling business, okay, or fix and flip business, okay. I mean, there's so much opportunities to leverage and utilize land. So much opportunity. So this series of videos I'm going to make, there's a lot to cover, obviously, about how this works. If you're not familiar with land, you should be, especially in a hot market. Look, when the market crashes and someone's watching this video and there's, 90% of the actives on the MLS are short sales, then you won't really watch this movie because the land doesn't mean anything. But and then when the market gets back up, you want to watch this video game, right? So right now, market's hot. Land has value. And if you can understand how land works, okay, with your real estate residential wholesaling business, okay, you can make a lot of money. You really, really can. That how I got into land is I segued from doing a lot of short sales, a lot of fix and flips, and I started getting free lots and all that kind of thing. And I realized just by talking to the right people, how much money I can make. It's crazy amount of money, and how you can leverage land, all that kind of thing. But it's kind of mysterious. When I talk to people, I've been doing this a long time, and in land is when I talk to people who are getting into wholesaling or fix and flips, they might have been doing it for a few years, and they ask me these really basic questions. I'm like, what? They don't understand how it works, apparently. Okay. So most people think, okay, you want to buy a house, let's say, you get a wholesale deal, you get a house on a contract, you find your rehabber and you show him the numbers and it works. He likes it. So you have a purchase contract and it's got, you as the purchaser and or signs and the buyer, and then you're going to have, who the closing attorney is going to be or the closing, title company, that kind of thing. And then you're going to have kind of almost an afterthought, Exhibit A, which is the legal description. Well, it's very important, legal description, okay? Because the legal description is not just of the house, but of where the house is at. Houses they're not cars, they don't cruise around, okay? But they're actually on land. And so that's what we're going to talk about right now, how you can utilize land with your real estate wholesaling and fix and flip business. All right, you're a landlord. You have a lot of homes that you own and you're cash flowing. You can leverage land with this in conjunction to your business, okay? They work in concert with doing land with your normal residential real estate. You can make a lot of money. Well, that's what this series of videos is about. And listen, I want to make very clear, this isn't like, hey, how you make money is just land. It's all about land. Forget all this stuff. Yeah, the holy grail is land. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of money to be made in land. I think the holy grail is this. Being wise, okay, presupposes wisdom and how you look at each deal, okay. If doing stuff with the land doesn't make any sense, don't do it. But wholesale the lot, wholesale the house, rehab the house, cash flow the house, whatever, okay. But if it makes sense to do land, okay. So that's what this introduction video is about. This is gonna be a series of videos. But the first one I want to really talk about why land is so important. Okay, this is so kind of the history of land development in the United States. We are in a country, and home ownership, land ownership is a big deal. Okay, there's going to be some history here. If you're not into history, I'm sorry. If you want to make money, you need to behave yourself and learn a little bit of history because it'll make you some money. The bottom line, one of the reasons why 1492 and Columbus and Ocean Blue and all that stuff is because these guys in Europe, they wanted more land. Okay, they just did because it's the way they think. That's a whole nother video. It doesn't have nothing to do with real estate per se, but they wanted land. Okay, and so they started colonies. One just the British, you get the French, you get the Dutch, you got the Spanish. Spanish are big guys, right? Anyways, they all come to, we call them the Americas now, okay? And they started getting land, blah, 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 for the king, for the crown, right? They used to have sanctioned, companies, right? East India Bay Company, that kind of, to get land and then develop it and make money, that kind of thing, right? Sanctioned by the monarch. And so that's what's going on with land. And so why is that important to you right now in real estate? Has nothing to do with it. I just wanted to tell you about that. No, it has actually a lot to do with it. The purpose of land is land ownership. Is if you have land ownership, land has value. If you can have value and you know how to leverage land to get value, you right now can make money. Okay. So this is how the whole concept of land started like 400 years ago, 1607 Jamestown in America, United States. 15 something in with the Spanish down in Florida and South America and all this. Certainly 1492, Columbian Exchange and everything. Anyways, so these European powers, they come to the Americas and they want land, and the monarch can then subdivide land and give it to different people. Then those guys can get own land themselves, and they can subdivide that land and make money. That was a big business. Big business 400 years ago, big business today. If you can understand what people have been doing for a long time, you can make money. Okay, why am I saying this? Just a little tangent here. I had people tell me, well, why I don't understand about subdivisions. Why do people split lots? Does it work? I get this all the time. Does it work everywhere in the United States? I just don't get it. Do you understand how much real estate's worth, right? Land splitting, land development's been here since good old Christopher Columbus, okay? Native Americans, and I got a Native American ancestor Cherokee. By the way, I got the DNA thing. I can do the not DNA and the genealogy thing, so I'm not like Elizabeth Warren just saying stuff, okay? I'm not, and my wife too, okay? But I digress. Native Americans, that land had a different concept of lands the Europeans did, but Europeans did their thing. And so this concept of land splitting and leveraging land and making money off land is endemic to America, okay? And it just is. And pretty much all of the Western Hemisphere, okay? Anyway, that being said, so this concept of land split is so this is what happened. For centuries, before millennium, whatever, guys would go out and they would in Europe, they would, particularly England, we speak English kind of thing, and got our freedom from England and everything. They would have land. They would survey land, and they didn't have Google Earth, obviously. They didn't have whatever, you get it. They were just, okay, there's a tree there, you go around a tree, and so they call it meets and bounds, how they kind of organize things, and they would find landmarks, a tree, of some stones, a brook, maybe an old church, and then they would say, hey, this is how we describe this land. So they brought that kind of way of doing things to the New World, okay? And they started parceling up land. The king would get land, he'd give it to his buddies, or he'd give it to these corporations that would start. Jamestown had their own deal, different the Plymouth guys up the north. And anyways, that they would just split this up. And if you can new land, you would make money, right? Because you could subdivide it, right? So that's kind of how this all went. And so the point of this, we'll talk about in the next video how it works a little bit better now, or how it fits into now. Here's the point though. This concept of land splitting and making money on land and subdividing and leveraging it to make really good cash, it's been around for a long time, and it's throughout the United States, and it just is. Hawaii and Alaska too, okay? Can you subdivide everything? No, obviously you can't, but you always want to consider this, because land has value, okay? If you got a piece of land, house, or some land, you can do a lot with it, potentially. Okay, and that's what this series of videos is about, and this is what I'm about. You can make money. If you're struggling, you want to make more in your business, you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, people keep telling you, no, you want too much. Consider creative real estate strategies with land, administrative lot splits, getting free lots, for example. If you need help, call me, let me know. We'll do a free strategy session. I'll mentor you. We'll come up with a game plan to help you. You can do this, okay? Don't give up. Learn. Understand how land works, and we'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon.